And welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, I'm Kaz and welcome to the video. A bit of a different video this time. We're talking about my little creepy, could be haunted, little doll Jessica. And we're going to do a story about how Jessica and I found each other, where she was for many years of her life, and why she got passed on. It is a little bit of a sad story, but I don't know, she's ended up here. And whether I like her, don't like her clothes, etc. So that is what we're going to be talking about. First things first, how do you like the background? This is a background, I'll lean out the way, there you go, that Sarah bought me for Christmas. She knows it's me. I like this oldie worldy skull sort of desk sort of situation. But we're going to talk about this little lady here. Now, Jessica is a very heavy, large doll. She is from the Celia company, which is there. And inside this little card, because this is all she came with, is herself and this. It says the collector's doll. Each doll, handmade by Celia Doll Company, is made individually and experienced doll with by experienced doll artists. The doll has a posable head. She does move her head. It's a little tricky. Don't want to grab hold of her, but you can move her head. She's got porcelain head and arms and everything. This is the limited edition Jessica 2. I'll show you there, look. And she's 79 of 100. Now, I've looked on Celia. Oh, she's so heavy. Celia Dolls collectors sort of bits and pieces. And I've looked to try and find her. And I can't find her. I can't even find the Jessica 1. Look into the camera. Oh, it's creepy when she was looking away. It's like, what are you looking at? And as you may have known, this has been sat in my background. I am not a doll person. When I was little, I was more into, well, I asked for, can you remember the A-Team? I asked for the A-Team van and helicopter and all the figures. And sure enough, my brother got that for Christmas, which I then played with him. I got, if you can remember, Cindy's. I got a little house and this Cindy stuff and a car and that, and I was not interested. It went to my cousins. I'm not interested in dolls at all. But then, where shall I start? I'll start how I got her. And my background of her and dolls. I might jump about because things will come back to me and I might go, oh yeah, and tell you about that. But anywho, I was on my rounds delivering with the business, and one of my customers collects dolls. She had 3 of these Celia dolls. 2 were absolutely mint and perfect, and little Jessica isn't, which we'll go into in a bit. And what happened was, she said no one wants to buy her. She's 10, I think she was 20 quid, something like that, on Facebook, but nobody wants to buy her. And I looked at her and I went, oh, she's quite cute. You know, little rosy cheeks, a little face that looks like she's going to go into tears. She is quite cute. And then the lass said, well, I know you've always been interested in me dolls. You always like and comment on my posts on Facebook about my dolls. And I said, yeah, I do. I said, I like how you dress them up, and you know, it's your hobby. It's something that you like. And she said, well, she's off in the trash if you don't accept her as a gift from me. Oh, and I sort of thought, oh no, do I really want a creepy doll? Do I really want a doll? No, I didn't really. But thinking of her going in the trash broke my heart, because then she continued on her story. And her story, I'm going to have to put my arm around her. She's a weight young lady. Her story started in 1992 when she was made, and she got bought by a doll collector, an old lady, 28 years ago, and she was in her house in a little rocking chair and sat in the window, hence all her clothes are slightly faded. The back's even worse. But what happened was, and the reason I know this is the poor lady died and her daughter was selling her doll collection at the Birmingham Doll Show, which is where my customer bought her from. And the best thing was, it was her first ever doll. So, backtracking a little bit, my customer, I'll call her the lady, my customer lady got into dolls. She liked dolls, and her husband said on her 30th birthday, well, why don't we go down to the Birmingham show and see how much these dolls are. You can have a look at them all the different ones, etc, etc. So off they went, not knowing how much these dolls were. Now this particular one, he bought her for £30. He only took 40 with her, and he bought her for £30, which is a fairly decent price, I would say. Yeah, fairly decent price. So what happened was, he bought it for her for her 30th birthday, her number one doll in her up and coming growing collection. So this was like, Jessica was like her first little collectible. And the main thing is, her husband bought her for her 30th birthday, very sentimental doll, I would have thought. Because if Tom had bought me something for a birthday, or does buy me something for my birthday, I cherish it. How rude. I cherish it, and I would make sure she stayed, if that was it, if it was her, in my collection forever, because she's my first doll. She's the first one. It was the first show I went to with my husband, and he bought me it with the little bit of money that they had at the time. Now 10 years have passed since then. And she now has a baby room, and it's covered in dolls, including two perfect Celia dolls, and those, I don't know what you call it, newborn, baby born, whatever, silicon dolls, and this, that and the other, and she likes them. She said, and the customer lady said, I can't have her in here. I have grandma, dolls from my grandma. I have dolls from my mum. I have my sister's doll. I have this, that and the other. There's a great big creepy doll that looks like a young child in the background. And there's little dirty dolls. How can I put it? Dirty old porcelain dolls that are cracked. What they're called? Composition dolls. There's those in the corner. And she says, and that was my mum's, and this is that. And I say, well, why are you getting rid of her? She looks better than her. And she said, well, she's got a crack on her neck, she's got mucky knees, etc, etc. And I thought, right, okay. She said, but she upsets everybody anyway. And I went, what do you mean? What? I said, she upsets everybody. She went, I don't know. She said, the room just doesn't have the same vibe with her in it. I took her out and dumped her in a box in the hallway, and the room felt better. But then I felt guilty putting her in the box in the hallway, so I brought her back in, and the room is just upset with her being in it. The other dolls don't like her, and I'm like, okay. So this one was on like a shelf all the way around the room, and she was at the door, basically being shoved off the shelf. And she said to me, that is where I've got her from, and that was her story. And I really don't... Will you look at the camera? How creepy. She moving? She better not be. It's just me in it. Anyway, so I said, all right then, I'll take her. And I was thinking to myself, I can put her on the chair downstairs in the living room. Now, here comes another sort of creepy bit. So she got in the car. Tom sort of looked round. Why have we got that? And I said, oh, she gave me as a gift. It was either I take her home or... She goes in the bin. And that little face, I couldn't have that little face in the bin. No way could I have that little face in the bin. So I brought her home and I put her on the kitchen, I call it a kitchen table, but it's in the dining room, and I popped her on one of the chairs and said, there you are, you're back in the window on a nice little wooden chair. You'll be happy there. Now that evening, Sarah came to pick up her son, and she said, ooh, as she walked through the door. She went, what's different in here? Now, why? Blah, 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 blah. And then she spotted Jessica in the corner and she went, oh my God, you've got a devil doll. And this is what she's been putting in the comments. She always calls her the devil doll. DD for short. And she really did not like the feel of her. She didn't like the feel of the room. And Sarah used to come pick up her son and disappear really quick. She never used to stay for coffees and that. And I thought, you know what? I wonder if it's the doll, or it might just be how she was feeling at the moment. So what I did is I popped her upstairs, and this is when she ended up in the background of my videos. So that's her little story. When she first was also downstairs, Toby always used to want to sit next to her. It was like he's always wanted a baby sister. That ain't going to happen, by the way. But he might be able to have a little baby to play with, because as you know, my daughter's pregnant and she's got a girl coming. So he's going to have his wish anyway. But he used to sit there and do his homework at the table with her sat in the chair next to him. And then all of a sudden, didn't like her and said, I don't like her. She keeps pointing at me. Now, she has got a pointy hand. Hey, look, fingers pointing. Whether she pointed at him, I wouldn't have thought so. But he had it in his mind that she kept looking at him and pointing at him. And I think it freaked him out. But he does like watching creepy dolls, various bits and pieces, on YouTube. So whether it got it set in his mind that this one is going to be exactly the same, I don't know. But anywho, so she came upstairs. And her story then is basically with me. I do like her. When I walk past her, I don't know why, because I'm never that sort of slushy. I always say, oh, morning, Jessica. Oh, night, Jessica. And Tom goes, every time I say it, but it's a little face. You've just got to say hello to her. Now, people have joked on this channel that she moves and everything else. And my dreams have got slightly weird since she's been in the bedroom. But not to the point where I don't get much sleep. Because as you can see by these bags, I don't get much sleep anyway. So I do pose her. Now listen. You can hear the porcelain scraping. But when she moves around, you can't, because she is padded underneath. But when I have posed her, I usually have her looking down or looking at this mirror or something like that. And at night, I can sometimes hear that scraping. Now, I don't know if it's because I've posed her with her head upwards like that, and it's now settling back down, because she's got quite solid and it's quite hard to move. I don't know. And I like her because she's not one of those dolls that follows you around the room. If I can move her up, she's looking that way. She doesn't completely follow where you are. And I think it's because her eyes have been set. One's forward and one's slightly off to the side. So she's not one of those dolls that follows you around the room at all. And she's blooming heavy. Now underneath, she does have a petticoat. And with the Celia dolls, see, I don't like this dress. What? I'm showing you her because I am going to change her dress. Because, I don't know. The reason she wanted rid of her out of the collection is because she had a chip in her neck. The dress is faded. Her shoes, if I can show you, one sole has been lost. And she's got little mucky knees and mucky arms. It looks like she's been crawling about, not saying that she has. But underneath she has these little drawers. And there we are, look, little drawers. And on the drawers somewhere, let me just find it. Oh, she has little drawers. There we are, look. Made in England by the Celia doll. And what they do is they have little petticoats as well. And on those petticoats, if I can show you, they have a little bell. There. And the Celia company put little bells like this on the petticoats. So if the dolls move, you would then know they're walking about. How creepy. And it even says that on the website about them. So that is very creepy. And it also says that the dresses buttons have been sewed in so you can't change their clothes. Now I want to, because this is not me. As you can tell, I'm black. Yeah, I'm in black. I like dark things. This does not go with my aesthetics of my room. So I want to get a pretty but darker dress. So I'm going to do that and take these out. Oh dear. A really sad life, should we say. Story to her life. And now she's with me. So I'm going to dress her up more me. And seeing as everyone seems getting bad vibes, there's only one person, Helen, who loves her and likes her and wants me to change the dress to something more suited to myself. So we're more like, I wouldn't say sisters because I don't want to say that, but she's more me, more my doll than the Celia rejected twice doll. Well, she hadn't rejected. She was loved the first time and rejected the second time. And I don't know how she could have done that. There's no wonder she's got a sad face on her. You're going in the bin. But I'm going to dress her up. And not, how can I put it? Not like I need a doll to dress up, because I have children. And soon to be a grandma, of course. But she is going to be aesthetically pleasing to me by getting changed. Let's put it that way. So there you go. There is Jessica. Other than hearing the porcelain and Toby and Sarah and a few others really didn't like the feel of her being near her. I haven't had any haunting sort of paranormal experiences with her. But it would be interested. Comment down below if you're interested to do a pendulum session with her to see if there is anything attached to her. That would be very, very exciting and something different. If not, I will do it on my own. So yes, this is my could be haunted, very creepy apparently, little dolly. It's very heavy and my arm is killing, my muscles are killing, because she is weighted to sit down with a little bum. And she sits like that. So there you go. I thought I'd show her to you because a lot of you have mentioned about her being in the background. A lot of you have said, you know, what doll have you got in the background? A lot of them say that she moved, jokingly, etc., etc. I've never noticed her actually move. But, yeah. So I may show you or sit her in the background in her new attire. Now I can unpick it and get it off. But there you go. There is Jessica. Thank you for watching, and I shall see you very soon.